Hello everyone, myself Priyanka Vijay Kulkarni. In this video, we'll see about the blotting techniques. In our previous video, we already seen about the what is mean by the blotting, what are the aims to do this blotting technique, where it is actually used, what are the application advantages and the procedure also. So we'll in this video we'll see the first type of this blotting, that is the southern blotting. Southern blotting means it is used for the detection of the DNA molecule. So where it is firstly come from, so in 1975 there is a scientist Edward Southern who developed this technique, and which is widely used for the detection of the DNA fragments. Yes. So basically there are the different stages, as I told you in a previous video, for the blotting techniques. Like first one is the dissection of this DNA molecule, and the second one is the separation by using the agarose gel electrophoresis. Third one is the blotting. Blotting means transfer, okay, transfer of this separated DNA bands which is on the gel, from the gel to the blotting paper. There are the different types of the blotting papers are used, like the nitrocellulose paper, nylon membrane. Okay, in this way different types of the this what we can say, yes, blotting papers we can use. And after blotting, the probe is important, means radioactively or fluorescently labeled probe we have to add, and it must be complementary to your gene of interest. It will goes and binds, and after that, to visualize your gene of interest, to visualize this radioactive substance, you have to do the autoradiography. Okay, in the autoradiogram is generated. On that thing you can visualize the fluorescent thing, or your gene of interest, by highlighting it. Okay, so this is the basic steps which are used over here. Yes, in this slide also the same things are given, like the separation of the DNA fragment by agarose gel electrophoresis. Then it is blotted onto the paper, that is the nitrocellulose or the nylon membrane. Why the only nitrocellulose or nylon membrane is used? Because it has but basically in this both, nylon membrane is mostly used. Okay, why? Because it has a adherence nature. Okay, means whatever the bands which are present on the gel, it is easily transfer or adhere to this nitrocellulose or this nylon membrane. And this transfer from gel to the nitrocellulose or the blotting paper, it is done by the blotting action or by the capillary action. Okay, yes, so this transfer is occurs with the help of capillary action. Yes, then after that, identification. How to identify your gene or DNA? It is done by hybridization technique. Hybridization means you have to add the probe which is radioactively or fluorescently labeled. Okay, probe is what? Probe is nothing but the simple DNA sequence with the length of 10 to 10,000 bases, which must be complementary to your gene of interest. Okay, so in this way the hybridization of probe to your gene of interest is done, and you can see the autoradiogram. So the same thing, definition of this blotting is given over here. So southern blot, it is a method of transferring the DNA from the agarose gel, and here rather than agarose gel you can use the different types of the gel also, like the polyacrylamide gel. Okay, and SDS urea. Okay, SDS plus urea. SDS and urea both are the denaturing agents which are used to break the hydrogen bonds. These are the hydrogen bond. This is the first strand of DNA, second strand of DNA. So these are the agent which is used to break this hydrogen bond, so that it will become denatured. From double stranded it will become the single stranded, and after that this single stranded DNA run onto the agarose gel. It will get separated according to their length. Then you have to blot or transfer this same thing onto the nitrocellulose membrane, or you have to make a replica of that gel on the paper. Okay, after making the replica you can see the DNA band with the help of the probe. Procedure also the same thing is given over here, that the DNA sample is digested. Okay, first step is what? Digestion. With the help of what? Restriction enzymes. Restriction enzymes are working as a scissor or cutter. Okay, so that it will produce the small fragments, and that are the amenable for the analysis. Yes, means what? This is your long DNA molecule. Fine. Then what you have to do? First step, you have to digestion with the different types of the restriction enzymes. Okay, after digestion what happened? The small fragments of the DNA is produced. Okay, yes, and which is easy for the analysis. Then second step, you have to separate that fragment onto the agarose gel or the page. Okay, then this mobility, okay, this mobility of nucleic acid in this gel is influenced by the concentration of agarose. Okay, this is your gel, this is your wells here. Okay, so mobility of this DNA bands, it is depend upon what? Agarose concentration. It is an important thing. Then the molecular size and molecular conformation of this nucleic acid. So this separation is also done on the basis of agarose concentration, size, and the conformation of that nucleic acid. Yes, conformation means what? Either it taken up what shape. Okay, yes. Then agarose concentration it must be 0.3 to 2%, which are very effective for the nucleic acid separation. Nucleic acid means DNA and RNA. For DNA and RNA separation, what percent is used? 0.3 to 0.4% agarose gel is used for the separation purpose. Yes, so in case of the proteins, like the proteins, nucleic acid migrate at the rate that is inversely proportional to the log of their molecular weight. This thing is very important. Yes, this separated nucleic acid, okay, this is your gel. Yes, on your gel, the separated nucleic acid, it can be visualized with the help of ethidium bromide. This thing we have already seen in the agarose gel electrophoresis video. Okay, ETBR is what? ETBR is intercalating agent. Okay, intercalating agent means what? It will go and intercalate in between the DNA bands. Okay, so and it is also a fluorescent compound. It will fluoresce in the light, so you can visualize, so that it is an important thing to track your DNA movement or its migration. So the agarose gel, it is soaked in the solution of this dye and washed for remain the excess dye. Then illumination of this slab with UV light, it reveals the red orange stain where the nucleic acids are located. Means what? Yes, suppose this is your gel. Okay, fine. This the bands you will get after running it agarose gel electrophoresis. Then after that you have to take this gel and you have to keep it on the UV trans illuminator. which gives the UV light. So with the help of the under this UV light, the ETBR, which is intercalated in this DNA, it will get fluoresce into the red and orange color. Okay, so the band you can see in the red and orange color, it is due to the ETBR. Okay, ETBR is a intercalating agents, yes, which intercalate into the DNA molecule. Yes, this ETBR stain, this is all we are seeing up till now about the agarose gel electrophoresis. This is also about agarose, this is also about it, and this is also, yes. So ETBR stains both the single and double stranded DNA molecule. Okay, yes, and the fluorescence is much greater with double stranded molecule. Yes, it is very simple. If there is a double stranded molecule and ETBR goes and binds here, so the fluorescence is more. Yes, if it is a single stranded DNA molecule, ETBR go and binds here, so fluorescence is less. Yes, so ETBR can be bind to the both double stranded and single stranded, but fluorescence is more in case of the double stranded. Yes, the electrophoresis, it is performed with the dye incorporated into the gel and the buffer. During this separation or during this agarose gel electrophoresis, it is done with the help of the dye which is already placed onto this gel, or which is already added into the gel preparation material. Yes, this has the advantage that the gel can be illuminated with the UV light during the electrophoresis, so that you can check, or yes, you can check the migration of these bands. Yes, or you can track the movement of your bands. Then this mobility in this agarose gel, it is reduced to 10 to 50% in the presence of ETBR. This is the disadvantage thing. Okay, what is the disadvantage of ETBR? The mobility of DNA molecule is decreased. Yes, ETBR, it is also used with a great care, and it is a very potent mutagen. Yes, you have to wear gloves, and only one person can handle this, and after utilization you have to discard the tips and all that things. Yes, so this is a very potent mutagen, it can leads to the cancer, so its handling is very important. Okay, yes, then yes, the same thing is mentioned over here which I told you right now. Gloves should be worn at all the times while using the dye solution or handling the gels. Yes, so there is a fluorescent dye mostly are used as a probe. Okay, yes, so why fluorescent or SYBR dyes are mostly used? Because it is a less toxic and more sensitive than the ETBR. So ETBR has some harmful disadvantages now, which are shown in this slide, like it decreases the mobility, it is a mutagen, it can harm to your body, it can lead to cancer. So to avoid this use, you can use the different fluorescent dye in this agarose gel electrophoresis. Why you are replacing ETBR? Yes, which are shown in this slide. And what are the advantages of this other dyes? It is a less toxic and more sensitive than the ETBR. Yes, and the probe, I already told in the previous lecture what is mean by the probe. Probe is nothing but the DNA or RNA sequence with the length of 10 to 10,000 base pairs, which must be complementary to your gene of interest, so that it will go and binds to your gene of interest. Yes, it either P53, P35, anything you can label with any radio label thing. Okay, so the bands of the labeled DNA on electrophoresis chain can locate it by the autoradiography. Yes, labeling the molecule before analysis with coenzyme biotin, that it forms the complex with the streptavidin. The same thing I told you, that probe means what? Probe, it must be the DNA sequence or the stretch of the DNA or RNA, okay, which must be complementary to your gene of interest. So suppose this is your gene of interest and this is the biotin, okay. So there is a particular sequence of this biotin, okay. There is another protein, streptavidin, okay. Suppose this is a streptavidin, and this streptavidin, it is a complementary protein or complementary enzyme to this biotin. So when you have to suppose your gene of interest is biotin and you have to track the position of the biotin on the vector. So what you have to do, you have to do which probe? Streptavidin probe you have to do. Why? It is complementary to the biotin. Yes. So yes, large molecules of DNA could be separated by the pulse filled gel electrophoresis. So if there is a large DNA, then there is another electrophoresis, pulse filled gel electrophoresis is utilized. Then the page polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis is utilized for analyzing the small fragments of the DNA, okay. Yes, up to the 500 base pair. Yes. So blotting means what? The transfer of the DNA from gel to the blotting paper like the nitrocellulose and the nylon membrane. It is done by the weak acid treatment to the depurinate and fragment the DNA. Thus it makes the smaller and easier to elute from the gels, okay. So how the transfer is done? So weak acid treatment is given, depurinate, purine, okay, depurinate means removal of the purine molecules. Yes, then after that what happened? Denaturate with the strong base. First of all, weak acid treatment is given to that agarose gel, okay. Then denature it with the strong base and neutralization is occurs, okay. Yes, after that the neutralization means what? Hydrolyze the phosphodiester backbone at the depurinated site. First of all, depurination means what? Suppose this is your DNA molecule, okay. Yes, this is your agarose gel on which the fragments are separated. So these are the DNA fragments. So you have to depurinate. First of all, treat with the weak acid. After treating with the weak acid, suppose there is a purine in between this, so it will become like this, okay. So it will become depurinated by using weak acid. After that you have to denature with the strong base, means hydrolyze the phosphodiester backbone at the depurinated site. Yes, so these steps are important. After that the single strand bind to the membrane more efficiently. Why you have to do it so? Because you have to cut this double stranded DNA to the single stranded. Why? Because single stranded DNA can easily bind to the nitrocellulose membrane. So onto the gel there is, these fragments are the double stranded fragments, okay. So you have to make it single stranded. How to make it single stranded? You have to break this in between bond. How to break this? First of all, treat with the weak acid so that it will get a depurinated. After that treat with the strong base and neutralize it. After treating with the strong base, what happened? Hybridization of the phosphodiester backbone is occurs and it will become a single stranded, so that the single strand can easily bind to the nitrocellulose membrane. And during this a buffer system is used, which is used to facilitate this transfer, okay, or to make a ease of this transfer technique. Yes, so this transfer is occurs with the help of capillary action or you can use the vacuum or pressure system to increase the speed up of this transfer. Okay, to transfer the DNA bands from the agarose gel, this is agarose gel, to the nitrocellulose membrane, there is a different methods are there, like through the capillary action, or through the use of vacuum or pressure system. Okay, faster and more efficient transfer is affordable by the use of electroblotter. Electroblotter means giving the electric current. By using electric current, the transfer of DNA bands from the agarose gel to the nitrocellulose paper is occur. Then yes, it requires the 1 to 4 hours. Then hybridization means attachment. Okay, attachment of the probe to the gene of interest. Yes, so all this hybridization assay are based on the ability of nucleic acid to form a double stranded hybrid, as I told you about biotin and avidin, streptavidin. Yes, this process, it requires the probe which can target the nucleic acids and allow for the specific complementary base pairing. Means complementary base pairing means what? This is your gene of interest which is having particular DNA sequence, suppose ATGC. Okay, and your probe, suppose this is biotin, its complementary probe is streptavidin. Okay, streptavidin. So what is it, what should be its base pair? TACG. Yes, so this is the complementarity, and yes, it requires the 1 to 4 hour, and in this way the transfer is occur. So in this way the hybridization is occurs. Yes, then some conditions are required for the hybridization, like the low salt concentration, high formaldehyde level, high temperature. These are some stringency conditions which are utilized for this hybridization purpose. Okay, the time which is required to hybridize the probe is directly proportional to the concentration of probe. Means if you add the more amount of probe, then the time required less. Okay, if you add the less amount of probe, then time required will be more. Yes, means inversely proportional. Okay, yes, suppose this is your nitrocellulose paper on which you have transferred the DNA from the agarose gel. Now you are adding the probe. If you added a very large amount of the probe, then time required is less. Means okay, if you add the more probe, suppose here is 1 2 3 4 5, here is 5 bands. Okay, and you are adding suppose 100 probes, so chances of probe fastly go and attach to 5 is more. Okay, if it binds more, then what happened, time required is less. So inversely proportional. Okay, the time required for this probing or hybridization is inversely proportional to the amount of probe. Okay, time required for the hybridization is inversely proportional to the amount of probe. Yes, the rate of this hybridization is also influenced by the temperature and the ionic strength. Yes, sometimes the divalent cations is used to make this process faster and stronger. Yes, there is unbound probes are also there, which are removed by using the washing technique, and after that, for the detection you have to do the autoradiography. With the help of this, you can visualize this hybridized probe with your DNA fragments. Yes, then applications. It is basically used in the gene discovery, mapping, evolution, then the developmental studies, diagnostics and forensics. Okay, it is used to find out the deletion, insertion, mutation. Then it is used to find out point mutation, polymorphism. Then it is used in the structural rearrangement to detect the structural rearrangement. Okay, allow for determination of molecular weight of the restriction fragments. Yes, and the presence of particular bit of DNA in the sample. Okay, means to find out the position of your clone chain. It is a very important technique. So this is all about the Southern blotting. Thank you.